What up with y'all, man? It's Mr. Zach, and I'm back with another one. Man, today we got three-time NFL Super Bowl champion Michael Erving. He just released a video speaking about the deportations that's happening here in America, and he said a few things that kind of caught my attention. First of all, he's kind of mad because black people are saying that it's not our fight, which I really do believe is not our fight. Secondly, judging people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. Like I said, I believe it's not our fight. We've been through a lot of things here in America, being black. And where I grew up at, in LA, Compton, those particular areas, the Hispanics in those areas treat us like we some second and third class citizens. I mean, you have some, we grew up with those, the ones we grew up with are cool, but 90% treats us like second class citizens. Like the ones that are illegal are the ones that legal, and we're illegal here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's just the way I feel. But anyway, let's see what Michael Erving has to say about this. All right, let's go.
And right now, the content of America's character is being shown. And I've held this for a long time because one thing I don't speak on, I try not to speak on, is politics. But I've set out probably as long as I can, being as vexed as I can with what I've seen. With the deportation situation, I promise you, I said I wasn't going to talk on this because it's just a tough situation. But it's something that needs to be said. And I'm going to say it. First of all, I'll say this. I couldn't even fathom the responsibility of having to make decisions, and even a decision that you may even think are right in your mind for this country as the president of this country. Boy, I can't even fathom the pressure he must be under. So I can't even begin to speak to that. I can't even fathom that. Way too much for me. But what I can fathom, what I can see, is as we are watching these people get deported, and I hear my people say, this is not our fight. Oh, not our fight, not our fight. That vexed me, man. Because that's so absolutely not true.
Tell us why it's not true, Mr. Irvin. Let us know, because watching you on TV playing football, I don't think you really went through the same things. You being ultra rich and all that stuff, come from the certain struggles that a lot of us black people have went through. Living in poor areas. I know you ain't been rich all your life, but the majority of your life you have been. And seeing the content of a lot of different nationalities, characters in these low privilege areas are it's something crazy, because just going to the store, grocery store, You're being watched. We're being watched. If anybody understand what I'm saying, like we gonna steal something or just cause a problem. You know, Trump. He ran on this subject. Mass deportations, the border. Closing the border. And people had enough time to actually try to get their paperwork in order. This is a country of law and order. We can't go to anybody else's country and make a life there without having some type of paperwork. You can't do it. But let's keep going. Let's see what Michael has to say.
This is absolutely our fight. Our fight was never for supremacy. It was always about equality. It was about being measured by the content of your character, not the color of your skin. Just give me a chance to show you. That's what the fight was about. Get past the black skin and just give me a chance to show you. It was the content of our character. Dude, it is hard to sit here and see people go through this when these people have been here 10, 20, 15, 15, 20 years. 20 years. It built a life. I understand.
Look, and whose fault is that? Like you said, they've been here 10, 15, 20, 30 years and built a life. You mean to tell me now one time that they thought about, this life that I'm building over here can possibly end and get sent back to the country that I came from? I mean, a lot of the times, they come and have babies and I guess maybe that's what they thought, we'll have a child here, birthright citizenship. So, long as my child is a U.S. resident, I don't think they're gonna come after me. But you've been here for years upon years, and didn't think that that you would be deported.
Stand, and I'm with President and everybody else. You broken laws, you killed people, get the hell out.
They did break a law. They came across the border illegally. I don't understand why people don't see or understand that word illegal. It's you broke the law by crossing the border. It doesn't matter if you unalive people or robbed and pillaged people and whatever. The first crime that was committed was crossing the border illegally. That's just facts. It's facts. Like I said earlier, we can't just go to somebody else's country and build a life there and then get mad when the life that you built has been exposed. You're not a citizen of whatever country it is that you're going to. We can't just set up shop in other people's countries.
Get out. You get out. But that tall green lady that stands up in New York, that we call Lady Liberty, and we say, here's refuge. If you are like us, come and be with us. If you want to work hard, do the right thing, we give refuge to you. Come here. And now some of these people that have been in 10, 20, 40, and you just kicking them out and you got now the content of their character.
That's all fine and dandy. Yeah, the content of their character was in the right place, but the main thing is you talking about Lady Liberty and come here and we gonna give you refuge, but you have to do it legally. You have to do it legally, and I know you smarter than this, Michael Erving. You know, you have to do it legally. I know it sounds bad that the person been here 20, 30, 40, 50 years, but at some point we're going to have a president or some laws going to change or basically not even laws change, just somebody's going to enforce the law. And now we're here at this time in history that the laws are being enforced. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad too, but like I said, I couldn't go to another country and just set up shop and then get mad when they kick me out. You know, the word illegal, that's the first crime they committed. Once people can get that in their head, they'll understand. I know the person that build the life, but it is what it is. This is a country of law and order, man. Laws. You break the law, it's a consequence behind that.
They've been here 10, 20, 30 years and they haven't breaking any laws. They putting their kids through school. They did what they need to do. That's the content of their character right there. I don't need to go back and get a small piece of paper that's telling me anything. This is exactly what we were fighting for. Measuring men by the content of their character. And if somebody's been here that long and did the right thing, that is the content of their character.
Okay. The content you keep saying the content of their character, that still doesn't make it right. Still doesn't make it right. You say you don't need to go back and get a piece of paper. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know, I got a piece of paper, but my paper, I was born here. I got a birth certificate. So I have to have a birth certificate to be here. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have a birth certificate, I'd be in the same situation as a lot of these people who are getting deported. You know what I'm saying? Michael Erving, you have a birth certificate. That one little piece of paper that these people need is very significant to be here in this country. Point blank, period.
Don't tell me, no, you didn't get that little piece of paper. You gotta go. This is everybody's fight because it's a fight for what's right. My heart breaks when you put in 10, 20, 30 years of doing things the right way. My mind says life should make sense. I outwork everybody. I should win more championships. That's why I outworked everybody, because I need life to make sense. I can't even fathom what these people are going through, leaving this country after working 30 or 40 years for their families like that, and then get kicked out like that. And then us, of all people, coming up saying, this is not our fight.
It's not. I can fathom them being here 10, 20, 30 years and being kicked out. What they're going to say is, damn, I knew I should have went and fought harder to get this piece of paper that I needed to stay in this country so I can continue to build a life here. A lot of them are saying, damn, you know, so I can fathom it. I mean, you know, my heart goes out too, but at the same time, you have to follow the damn rules, man. The rules are having a visa, a green card, or whatever you want to call it, citizenship, you know, to be here. And then, you know, they work hard, outwork people, but a lot of the times they're sending their money back to the country that they're running from, you know. Make that make sense. You building a life here, you stacking your bread, and then you sending it back to build your retirement home from the country that you so-called don't want to be in. Come on, man, make it make sense.
I'm sorry the rest of the world sees that. And I don't know what it would have taken to go through all of that and say, you've earned the right, you've earned the right, you've earned the right, you've earned the right, you've earned the right. We are measuring the content of your damn character, and you've earned the right to be an American. I don't know what it would have taken, but we should have done that. We sh-
Look, okay, they earned the right. They earned the right to possibly be here if they had their paperwork. You know what I'm saying? We can't just say just because you worked hard and you didn't do nothing, to committed no crimes, then the whole damn world to be here trying to work hard and don't commit no damn crimes. What about the people that are citizens? You know, that we are citizens here. We working hard too. We getting it worse than a lot of these illegals. We got it worse because illegals, they were getting all these handouts. We got to damn near give blood to get certain programs handed down to us. You know what I'm saying? I'm a tax-paying citizen, and I hated to see my money, or found out that my money was going to people that ain't even supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's like just beating a brick wall to some of these people who keep on saying that it's wrong for these people to be deported. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stick by it. It's not our fight, man. We done been through so many things, and was any of these Hispanics standing by our sides? I know when we had that riot in the Watts riot, Watts riot, they were standing by our sides, all right, going in there stealing stuff and looting the stores. You know what I'm saying? Doing that part, they was by our side. But as far as just living in the city, man, a lot of the times you get dirty looks. You know, you walk into a Latino grocery store, they looking at you like, what are you doing up in here? You know what I'm saying? They got NK on the walls. If anybody know what I'm talking about, graffiti NK, you know what that means. You know what I'm saying? We don't have MK on the wall. We don't spray that on the wall, but they spray NK on the wall. It's just crazy, man. And Michael Erving, man, you've been so privileged throughout your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that. I don't think you see or understand the real struggles that an average black American goes through. You know, you might have back in the past when you was in high school and all that stuff, but that's so far off, man. You understand? Anyway, let's keep going.
should be doing that. Content of these people's character has been shown. And right now, the content of America's character is being shown. And that vexes me. It saddens me. And I apologize to all of those great people that are going through this. And I apologize to those people for all of my people in the ignorance that they said they did not know. This is exactly our fight. Especially all of you who have done what's right and have done things the right way. I'm so sorry. God bless. Let's talk next time.
Yeah, so Michael Erving is in his feelings about the mass deportations that's going on here in America. You know, a lot of people did things right, you know, not committing crimes and working hard, trying to build a life here. But what they did wrong was not getting their paperwork, you know. That's the moral to this whole story. This is why I'm reacting to this video, is because Michael Erving doesn't seem to understand that you need your paperwork. You need it to be a citizen here, regardless of how much money you made, how good you of a potential citizen that you could be. You know, the bottom line is you need your paperwork. And then when those riots were going on recently, they had the Mexican flags, foreign flags on our soil. They were burning the American flag. The country that they want to live in, they want to destroy, deface the American flag and then raise their flag. And I'm going to say it like everybody else says it. If you love your country so bad or so much and you want to wave the flag over here in America, go back to the country that you are representing. If you hate America that bad, why don't you want to go back to your country? That's another thing that just irks my nerves. You know what I'm saying? You want to be here, but you want to destroy the flag. But then when you get deported, you don't want to go back to the country that you're so adamant about and so proud about. What's the problem? You had a long enough run. You got caught. Now it's time to the consequences are not, you can't be here. That's just it, man. It's crazy, man. But look, leave it in the comments, man. Let me know what you feel about this video and what you feel about what Michael Erving said, man. He's a 3-time NFL Super Bowl champion. You know what I'm saying? Let me know in the comments, man. Y'all comment, like, share, and subscribe to the video, man. All right. It is bad. It's bad. I mean, you know, you got to get your paperwork. You got to get your paperwork to be here in America, to become an American citizen. But, man, look, y'all protect yourself at all times. Keep your head on the swivel. God bless you. God bless me, man. And God bless America. And I'm out. Mr. Zach Reacts. Peace.